What's going on, people? Welcome to Madrid United, and it is good news. United have actually won a game comfortably, albeit Carabao Cup, but we're on our way, one more game away from another semi-final of the Carabao Cup. How's it come around this quick? But let's get into tonight's game, because one thing was very clear for me tonight, and I can already see some of you guys in the comment section talking about it as well, and that is there's certain players in this team now that are obvious starters that are clear not going to do it or cut the mustard. I have just finished my fan cam, and believe it or not, Ricky's bigging up Dan James, saying the only reason we won tonight and had shape was because Dan James was on the pitch. The man beggars belief. I don't know what he's talking about, but that's his take on things. How you can see Dan James, because he's one on my list who literally does nothing, absolutely nothing. But I'm not going to go on to what the negative sides are, because we just cruised past Brighton, who we struggled against at weekend. Yes, different teams, and we've seen some good goals tonight, some good creative play when it came in the second half. I'm not going to ignore what happened in the first half, because the first half was pretty dour, to be honest. We had no out ball because we played very defensively, and it showed because Igalo had no one to feed off. He had no one to play alongside, and I do think that Igalo needs to be playing in a two. It doesn't work as a one, especially when you've got the likes of Mata behind him, who was our best player tonight. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he hasn't got the pace to run off and scare defences behind, and that's where we looked a bit rigid tonight for me. But let's be honest, we'd all took 3-0 at the start, and to do it comfortably, another clean sheet for Henderson with Bailly in the defence. Now, they're the two I've just said need to be starting at weekend. I don't know what you guys think, but Bailly and Henderson just make us look like a different ball game altogether at the back. And for me, that's the way we need to go. That's the way we need to go. It is. I just feel like Bailly's got the pace to mop up. He's got the pace to cover, and he's aggressive in the tackle. Yeah, you can say he's a bit rash at time, but if you give Bailly a run of games and he stays fit, then we're talking a different defender, and a defender we haven't seen since he first came to the club. So it is, Abdul there, Bailly, crucial. 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. Let's just check out a couple other comments, what he's saying. ZZ agreeing with me there. Yeah, mate, literally. Ricky's just shouting it out because he's bigged him up and bigged him up and bigged him up. He can play absolutely awful, and Ricky will still big James up. Dan James brings nothing to this team at the moment. He's shot. He's finished. He's just, well, I won't say finished, but he has got no confidence. He brings nothing as an attacker. And I didn't even see him tracking back tonight. He just offered absolutely nothing. And if people think that he is having a good game, then it's clearly because they're backing their own argument up from previous comments, and they don't want to look stupid. That's what it is. It's clear as day. We all seen tonight that Dan James brings nothing, absolutely nothing. He's playing like he's scared of giving away his best asset. He's scared of using his pace. I haven't seen him outpace anyone for games now. I haven't seen him outpace anyone. And I don't know what else he brings, because we put Igalo up front tonight. We played Dan James wide, and I can't remember him putting one ball into the box. Brandon Williams, who wasn't great tonight, played better and gives us more going forward than what Dan James did. And it's a shame, but he is one on the list who probably isn't going to cut the mustard and isn't going to make it, along with Darlow, who, again, tonight I thought was poor. You can't really dig into that. He's not played for ages, so what do we expect from him? He's not going to be sharp, is he? Let's be honest. It's his first game back. Didn't look great, but are we going to give him a bit of slack? Is he going to get back in the team, though? I can't see it, because I think Ollie's probably going to pay Fosu Mensah ahead of Darlow anyway now, so I don't see Darlow coming back in. But going back to the positives again, and we're going to touch back on Eric Bailly, because I don't know, get your comments in on Bailly as well, people, because it just looks like he's raring to go now. It looks like his fitness is bang on point. Finally, Bailly has turned up and we can see him fit. Lindelof should not be in the team. James has been found out pace, and that's it. Exactly. Pretty much echoing everything I just said. Joe Wright says, He literally makes a dumb run, doesn't get the ball, and turns around with his tail between his legs. I think you mean Dan James there as well, mate. Andrew Massey, James doesn't want to be second choice. Sulked when he went off, mate. I think his time is he's seen his ass big time by the look of it, mate. I think you're right on that one. Bailly again, definitely looks good, mate. He has to play at weekend. There's no way he cannot be playing at weekend. We know Ollie's going to put Maguire in. So we're looking at Maguire and one other. It's as simple as that, innit? And the fact that he's played Maguire and Lindelof tonight, maybe that was the trial. Maybe that was the audition to go and play alongside Maguire, because he has to be, done it. I mean, from what I'm seeing, by 100% outplays Lindelof by a clear mile. He's the best when he's on form. Needs to stay that way, but can he do it for the rest of the season? We will see. Adam, it's a fair point. We have to say that about every player, though, don't we? Maguire hasn't been great. Let's be honest. Maguire's not been great. Kelly, totally agree with you as well. Total agreement in Bailly. He has to. If Bailly's fit, and that's the ultimate issue with Bailly, obviously, we already know about that. If Bailly's fit, he plays. It's as simple as that. And if he does get injured, then our ultimate fears come true. But while he's fit, I think he has to play. And recently, has to be our best defender. From what we've seen this season, he's been our best defender. I know it's only been the 2 games in the Carabao Cup, but Maguire's only played, 3 games, and he hasn't been great. We haven't been playing fantastic opposition. So, I know what I mean. I'm looking at that. Ricky never stops going on about Martial. Do you ever get sick of it? Yeah, mate. I just said that to flex then. Ricky was bigging up Dan James for the game today. All he talks about is his favourite players. That's all he talks about. And the ones he doesn't like, I mean, he's come straight in and said that James is the reason why we've kept good shape tonight. Yet, at weekend, he went straight in on Bruno, calling him a disgrace. So, I mean, I know which one I'd take, and that's Bruno. Disgrace or not, that's Bruno. I don't understand some people. Definitely don't understand Ricky. Let's just check out some other comments on that. James wouldn't even get into my Sunday League team. Awful. Surely we have better talent coming through to play ahead of James. That's how bad he's got. Honest opinions, but I can't see it or deny anything that anyone's saying about him. I would loan James to Leeds, get him his confidence back. He started last season on the house on fire, but you get found out very quickly in the Premier League. We said this last week. You get found out very quickly in the Premier League. If you can't handle that and adapt your game to it, then you just get forgotten about and you just drift away. And that's the difference. Was Ricky watching some other match? DJ did nothing. Yep, exactly, mate. Did absolutely nothing. What else have we got here? Luke Steele. United stand agenda against McTominay continues as we speak. Mark over there trying to end the lad's career. It really isn't that bad. I mean, if McTominay was bad, then James was atrocious. That's the word I would use. Can anybody honestly tell me what Ricky sees in James? No, mate, we can't. No one ever will. Yeah, interested on that one as well. No, we're drifting off from the game, but Romano's tweeted about Dembele as well now. God, I don't know. He's not one for me. He really isn't. The fact that we've quite clearly gone in for Sancho now is going to be embarrassing if we don't get him. And we need to do everything. The club are absolutely rubbing their hands together that we've won this game tonight. That's what I think, because they needed it deflecting away. And for a few hours at least until tomorrow, when all the fans come back down on the club again about how we are and how we're acting in the transfer window, then it's good for them. That's 3 wins in a row. That's what we're going to say now. 3 in a row. Scoring 3 goals in each game. Jesus wept. It's not all that bad, is it? Oh, come on, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The big test is, this is how I see it. So, game 1, Crystal Palace, reality check. Game 2 was your get out of jail free card, your easy ride card in Luton. Game 3 is Game 3 was the get out of jail card in Brighton. That's quite clear, simple, isn't it? That was the one game where it was like, okay, there's your get out of jail card, gone. Then we've had this one, which is the warm-up game. Sunday is where it all starts then. because Ollie's saying 4 or 5 games, judges then we're a bit behind. We need a performance against Spurs, who have been playing fourth game, in 10 days for Spurs. If there is an excuse on Sunday, then I'm going in on it big time. There's no reason why we shouldn't be all out, guns blazing, to take Spurs down. We've built ourselves back up. Like I said, we've been lucky. We're at least scoring goals. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be taking Spurs apart on Sunday. It really isn't. I know they've got a bit of a head of steam in recent results, and it all depends how it goes down tomorrow night. But if there's one team that's struggling probably for fitness and are burnt out a little bit more than us right now, then it has to be Spurs. So this is it. We've had the 4 games. Like I said, the reality check, the free card, then we had the get out of jail card. Tonight was just a warm-up, and now Sunday's the big one. Sunday is when the season really must start, because if we win on Sunday, then we're looking a little bit brighter. We can go into transfer deadline day. Obviously, it is pure luck and hope on that day, but at least we can go into that after this weekend, into the international break off the back of 4 wins and maybe a little bit more of a performance against Spurs. You know what I mean? We were all saying it's only Luton. We were lucky against Brighton. Totally agree. Tonight, we looked a little bit more solid because we played defensively. But when the players came on, they're looking sharper. Pogba, wow, I said it. I just said it to flex then. How many times have I said it on this show? Pogba as a number 10. Drop Bruno to 8. Play Matic. Play Fred next to him. You know what I mean? This is what Ollie has to do. He has to think, you know what? You don't have to always play Pogba, Bruno, and Matic. It can be another 3. It can be a Fred. It can be a Bruno. It can be a Pogba or Van der Beek. Sometimes Bruno, not as a number 10, but Van der Beek. Sometimes Pogba as a number 10. This is why Van der Beek was brought in, so it gives us rotation. Definitely. Let's just check out some more comments from you guys. Smurf and McMurphin. Hey Adam, Bayer was awesome tonight. 100%, mate. It has to start against Spurs. No brainer. Simple as that. Daniel James. Oh, God. If ever there was a name to come up, mate. Good evening, all. What we're all talking about, Dan James, is the next Messi. I get that joke, mate. Need to play 4-3-3. AC, possibly, mate. Yeah, possibly. I think Pogba worked better in the 4-3-3 as well. Let's see what Mike's saying. McTominay not good enough. Van der Beek and Bailly need to start Sunday. Van der Beek. I'll tell you what, people. Actually, just let me know. I heard a Van der Beek shout. It was quality again tonight. McTominay, yeah, maybe not good enough. We all know, and he will be happy as a squad player at United. But I don't know. Get your thoughts in on Henderson, because I think Henderson needs to be playing. I think he needs to be in our team. We just look so much better. If Henderson and Bailly are in that defence, then we are on a different level for me. It's a different defence. It really is. Bailly's got the speed to mop up. Henderson comes off his line. He claims the ball well. And we've seen his shot stopping in his first 2 games. I mean, come on, the one in the second half. His first one, the one in the first half, good. But let's be honest, the one in the second half was good. But everything about him just seems solid. And that makes your defence play better. No coincidence. And I know it's Luton and Brighton. 2 clean sheets. It's not a bad start, is it? I know Romero did this all the time. But we're talking about a quality goalkeeper here who has aspirations to be United's number 1 and the best in the world. He's talking the talk. We've got to give him the chance to walk it as well, because I think he's the one. I really do. And if he fails, he fails. But he more than deserves his shot now this weekend. And if Hayat, which he probably will play, makes another mistake, Henderson has to start. But for me right now, I'm looking at it going, the defence just looks so much better with Bailly and Henderson in it. And you know what? I think Brendan Williams needs to be playing at the right. His time at left back is done. He was shaky tonight. I'm sick of this left-footed player playing, a right-footed player playing on the left. I mean, I know I've said the centre-backs don't matter to me, the left-footed centre-backs, so on and so forth, but left and right back, come on. Let's get players playing who are actually that footed on that side. And let's just see if it works. He should be covered. I'm pushing Aaron Wan-Bissaka all the way. Let's see what else we got. Laws, no comment on that one. Let me know, Laws, if you want to put a comment in there as well. But let's see. Henderson, calm and collected. He was organising defence. Passing was good except for one pass to Darlow, but should be in. Yeah, let's be honest, mate. One pass out of how many. Everything else was comfortable. And we look composed when we're playing out from the back when Henderson's in there. That's the difference. Adam, if Sancho doesn't come, do you think Rashford would play right wing, push Pogba left wing? I'm sure he'd play that position for Juve at times. He played more in the midfield for Juve. That was his best position, right next to Pirlo. That was where Pogba was at his best. So that's why I hear the shout for 4-3-3. Do you build your team around Pogba or do you build it around Bruno? For me, it's one of them two. They're the ones that have to be running the show. So you've got to go with one or the other for me. What else have we got? Hey, I'm enjoying the show. Will Ollie be brave enough to drop Lindelof on Sunday? Cheers for that, buddy. But as for Lindelof, I said it then. I think it was like an audition tonight for Lindelof and Bailly, because Bailly will be at that door of Solskjaer's, knocking on that door saying, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? And Lindelof wasn't bad tonight, but he wasn't as good as Bailly. So 100%. Do I think he has? I think he'll play Lindelof and Maguire. I'm going to be honest. I think he's very rigid in his team selection. I will start believing more in him if he does. If he makes big decisions like that and starts dropping some of the big names, then I will start believing Ollie more. But little nights like tonight fill me with a bit of confidence because I know players are taking the opportunities. But even then, I'm looking at it going, oh, he's just going to play that same team again at weekend. And that's when it sort of brings me back down. And then you go again, like Alien says there, Tunzabe coming back as well. He's back in training. Brilliant. Is Bale fit for Sunday? Well, he's not getting into the Wales squad. Ryan Giggs has already said it, and that's a game ahead. So I don't think he'd possibly be on the bench at most. But the Gareth Bale of old, is not here anymore, people. Believe me. The days of him running rings around Rio Ferdinand are gone. We just have to play to our strengths and we will beat Spurs no matter who's playing in that team. Kelly says, Hendo commands his box better than De Gea. Time to look at form instead of mates rates. Yeah, this is it. It's the mates things again. And this total voodoo that they have over Ollie in terms of picking them. I mean, the fact that Bruno and Maguire wasn't on the bench tonight, I seen that as a positive. I don't know you guys, but I did see that as a positive. Let's see, Bale's back around the 10th of October. Yep, I think he is, mate. He's not 100% there yet. I think he's only in light training, rehab still. Al Steele says, letting Pogba watch the game and then get involved is exactly what he needed. I'll credit Ollie with that decision. Like I said, mate, you've got to give credit when it's there. I'm not saying that Ollie's a masterclass all of a sudden, by no way, but the fact that he didn't have Maguire and Bruno in the squad at all, I see as a positive, because he must be able to get more out of the rest of the squad as well, and that's what he did tonight. He played a formation. It was like, I said it on the United Stand, I said, he's gone, safeguarded, and then just rolled out the cavalry to wipe out the rest. I'll come back to that super chat in a minute. Just seen it. Ashley, 350 grand on the bench, Adam. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. I'm about winning games, mate. I don't care what money's sat on the bench. If it makes the Glazers unhappy or Ed Woodward unhappy because they give him that big contract, more for it. Just wanted to donate to your channel, buddy. Keep up the great content. Loz, superb, mate. Loving that. Thank you very much. Oh, quickly, guys, as well, I am rolling something new out this weekend in terms of membership program, but with a reward on the end of it. So do tune in on Sunday. All the details will be on that, but you can get a little taste of it if you do follow my Twitter, which is just on the banner below coming across the screen now. Go onto my Twitter. You'll see a link to the retro shirts deal and giveaway, which is going on right now. So just check that out as well and have a look at that, because it is big going forward. We are giving more and more back. I'm giving more back. All the details are coming on Sunday's show for that one. I'm in the middle of working on that one, so stay tuned for that. What else have we got here? Danny's agent starts crying. I want if he's happy. What's that? I want if they're happy now. Oh, is that a wonder? Is that a typo, Ashley, mate? I don't know. It just didn't make sense. No, I mean, his agent is his agent, innit? It's 2 games in. It's a ridiculous comment. It's an absolutely ridiculous comment. So I'm not even looking or taking that in seriously at all. It's just a joke. Mike saying Bruno over Pogba. He's more consistent. Fred, Van der Beek, Bruno, midfield Sunday. Bring Pogba and Matic on for last half hour. This is what you should be doing, mate. It's about rotation. We've said it so many times. Van der Beek hasn't come in to replace anyone specifically. I think the commentator even said that today. Van der Beek's come in to give Ollie another option. Will Ollie take it? Will he be bold enough, brave enough to actually go, you know what? I have to play my best team. And the best team is the best team, not the best players. The best players on paper don't always make the best team on the pitch. The best team is what gels together better. Tonight's team worked in a way because we had the solid back line with Bailly and Henderson, Lindelof playing well off that. And we had 2 holding midfield players who are not holding midfield players in Fred and McTominay, but just done enough for that type of game, which is good because that gives players a break that need a break. And then we have Mata running the show in midfield. He did stand out above everyone else tonight, literally because he was the only one on the pitch with a bit of flair, wasn't he? Everyone else was sort of just like a solid style player, and that was it. Smurfing, 3D graphics, backdrops, let me know. Just DM me, mate. DM me, hit me up on there. Anyone who comes up with any ideas like that, my DMs are open on all socials. Do contact me on them. Always up for ideas. Like I said, I have been contacted and I am working on something for you guys as well in terms of a membership program with a twist. Details coming on Sunday again. Keep dropping that in there, but looking forward to getting that up and running. Mike, hashtag Madrid Army, love the channel. Mate, you are my man. That's quality, that Madrid Army all the way. Let's see what else you guys are saying. All he needs to play Martial into form, just not just his love baby Rashford. Well, to be honest, he's not started Rashford in the last couple of cup games, has he? And to be honest, Martial's been poor so far this season. I think he needs to play himself into form, which I don't have an issue or worry about. I think Martial will come good. He had a bit of a slow start last season, if we can remember. So I'm not concerned about Martial. I think his form will come good again. Rashford was the one I thought needed to come play into form, especially after last season. I think Rashford was the one who was probably the poorest of the front line. And I just thought he needed to come in and get his form back, which he looks like he has. He looks like he's got his bit of bite again, and his sharpness has come back a bit, and he's actually going at players and looks like he's going to do something, and something's going to come from his play. Greenwood I've got no fear with at all. I just think he's quality. Martial off form a bit, yeah, but I'm not worried. I think he will come back. He'll be a definite starter against Spurs, 100%. AC, would you take Jovic? He's a good player, isn't he? But everything that happens now past Sancho, I just can't help feel about being embarrassed about it. We've gone all in on Sancho, and it just looks like we've just gone second rate again. What did Ollie even have these players that were being rumoured to be in with now? He put Sancho as his target. Just go and get him, for God's sake, because they're talking about Dembele on loan, Jovic, Cavani, who I said months ago, if you want a striker, just go and get Cavani. I said that months ago. But now it just looks like it's not even it's not even a choice or a pick now. It just looks like it's second rate. And that just doesn't work for me. This is what we've done in the past, and it's no wonder we're going for it on loans. It's because they're scared that they're going to make the same mistakes again. Because the ineptness that they showed in previous transfer windows is showing up again this window. And the fact that they're going in and trying to get the loan deals is because they're scared that they're going to get stuck with these players on stupid wages with no way of getting rid of them, which we are getting now because no one can afford our players. No one can afford the wages. And it's the situation we're in. And if we don't get Sancho, then, yeah, the other players you mentioned are good, but these weren't the players that Ollie wanted. They may be good, but maybe they don't fit into this system. He said he wanted Sancho. Sancho's number one. Let's just go out and get a number one target. We can't even get our second choice left back at the moment because the Tellers deal's nowhere near. As much as anyone's saying it's close, it's not. It's nowhere near. So it's all coming to the fore now. Now we've looked at it, spoke about the game, and got all the goodness out of the way. We're going back into the transfer side of it and how embarrassing it is again. That's the topic for another night, which will be tomorrow night as I look ahead towards the Spurs game. So I am back tomorrow night with a live show again with some more guests on the panel going over how we should approach the Spurs game and what breaks tomorrow, because it's a day-by-day thing right now, isn't it, with a transfer window. But don't forget, I will be sorting everything out in terms of the new membership program and the new project going forward with that. And that will come pretty much, I'm confident we'll be ready to rock and roll on Sunday. I may drop in a few inklings as to what it is and what's going on tomorrow's show. Like I said, for a little snippet of what is going to be happening, do tune into my Twitter. I have just dropped a tweet earlier on today around about 6 o'clock, and that will give you some information. The old retro shirts are coming back, and you lot are going to benefit, I'm telling you. But for tonight, 3-0, 3 wins in a row with 3 goals scored in each game. Is it a positive enough? Well, I think because we're going to have to deal with transfers up until Sunday when we play again, it'll kind of get forgotten about tonight. But for tonight, we're sleeping easy because we've won 3-0 and we're moving on to the last 8. God, 1 game away from another semi-final. God, he likes the semis, Ollie. See who we get in the next round. That should be interesting. But for tonight, people, super chatters, comments, everyone's tuned in, stayed up late. We had a win. We had a comfortable win. Good. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. It's good. Let's move on to Sunday. That's when it matters. And we'll see if Ollie is going to do what we all want and think he should do. I think it's what's going to save him. Grow some balls, play the players that need to be played, and we will beat Spurs, and we'll be going into the international break off the back of 4 straight wins. Has to happen. People, cheers for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. As always, I'll catch you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock live.